Hello, hello. We are live. Welcome to Cooking with Chef Frank. My name is Frank Kramer. I'm your host, and I'm the founder of Eat Like a Vegan Chef. Welcome to our 53rd episode of Cooking with Chef Frank. And today we're going to talk about why should I go plant-based? Okay, I have to admit today actually, um, my phone is ringing. Gotta put it out. The reason why I'm not in my kitchen right now is because I have small construction going on, so I'm not able to cook in my kitchen. But you know, I think there was no reason for me to cancel this session. It's not fair, and that's why I'm going over a simple topic: why going plant-based is good for your health and good for your, you know, feeling better, and of course for the environment. So we're going to go over all these topics today, and feel free to ask any questions if you like. I'll be happy to answer any questions. If you don't mind introducing yourself or just say hello, then I know you're there. It's always nice to see who's there. Thank you. Hi Stephanie. Hi Melanie. Thanks for joining in. Okay, so just for everyone who just tuned in, I'm not cooking today because I have construction in my kitchen, small construction, nothing serious. But so I'm going to talk about why should I go plant-based. And hi Barbara, hi Elise. Okay, good. I'm going to start first the reason why I went plant-based. Um, First of all, it's my health, absolutely. I'm trying to, you know, stick with my ideal weight. I'm trying to, um, just stick with a plant-based lifestyle, and I think that is so much healthier. Studies have shown that plant-based lifestyles are so much healthier than most other diets. Okay. Um, the other reason is I went vegan or plant-based for the environment. That is absolutely, to me, that's even more important than my own health because going plant-based, in my opinion, will save the environment, and that is so important. Thank you so much, Barbara. That's very nice of you to say that. Thank you. Okay, so I'd like to go right to the point. If anyone has seen Seaspiracy, then and many of the other documentaries out there, you will have an idea where we're heading to. And climate change is something we cannot take for granted. Unfortunately, a lot of people still take it for granted. Some people even think it's not even there. But I think um, we already see that climate change is active, um, and that's the unfortunate part. If Yes, Tracy, you should watch it. It's very informative. It's actually shocking. Um, so if you yeah, it's on Netflix, and I would definitely advise you to watch it. But you know what? All the other documentaries, What the Health, Forks Over Knives, and Dominion. Dominion is probably a harsh one to watch, but these are all documentaries that show you what's going on right now. And besides, um, I'm not sure what you just said, Ali. I'm not sure what your question means. I missed it. Can you rephrase the question? So, a seaspiracy is basically, you know, what's going on in our oceans, and our oceans are basically overfished, and these facts are out there since, I don't know, since over 10, 15 years. When I went vegan many years ago, I already knew that if we don't do anything, our oceans will be fishless by 2050. And Seaspiracy actually claims that that year will be more around 2030. That's not too far away. That's only 7, 8 years from now. Um, this is very concerning. And here's the thing: we okay. Thanks, Melanie. So from that point of view, we are not really ridiculing the small islands um, who feed their own people from the ocean. They should be continuing to do that. We're talking about the huge sea fleets who are going out with trawlers and go out on the oceans and put out lines. Um, it's absolutely unsustainable. Just to give you just to give you an idea, bycatch, bycatch is something, if people go for, let's say, tuna, bycatch is, for instance, dolphins, whales, sharks, turtles, anything but the fish they really go for. And bycatch is responsible for what, 40% of the removal of marine wildlife. So 40%. And this is dead fish. Um, So can you hear me properly? I just want to make sure that if someone could tell me yes or thumbs up that you can hear me. Just want to make sure that my microphone is set properly. Um, yes. So 40% of the bycatch, that's fish, but goes back in the ocean. They're not even utilizing that. It's just dead fish, and this is ridiculous. Good. Okay. Thanks, Tracy. So fishing gear, like lines and all that stuff, and fishing nets. 50% of ocean plastic is fishing gear. 50%. And we thought that plastic straws actually pollute the oceans. It's actually 0.03%. So it's literally nothing. That said, we should all reduce our plastic usage. The small water bottles, they are no good for the environment. So it's best to have our own water filter, or you get the big containers of water. Um, so, yeah. For instance, the amount of sharks are being killed is just absolutely insane. A lot of people have a very bad, or are fearful of sharks, and I know they look terrifying, but sharks are actually, how you call it? They are the cleaners of the ocean. They eat all the sick fish in the ocean. They literally clean it up. But according to Seaspiracy, we kill around 30,000 sharks per hour in the world. 30,000 sharks per hour, and that's crazy. To make it even worse, according to Seaspiracy, oceans absorb 4 times more oxygen than the Amazon forest. So we all talk about deforestation, which is not good for the environment, but killing our oceans it's 4 times worse. 85% of oxygen comes from our plankton, comes from the plankton in the ocean. So there's a cycle to it, and you know it probably. The the oceans absorb CO2. It's basically a big, huge bowl of water that absorbs CO2, and we have plenty of those in the environment. So the corals absorb it, and the small fish is going to eat from the corals. Then the bigger fish comes, eat the smaller fish, and so forth. So if the corals die, then the small fish have nothing to eat. That means the bigger fish have nothing to eat, and it's a vicious cycle. So once the corals die, the oceans will be literally dead. And we are fishing the ocean to a rate that it is so unsustainable that, as I mentioned before, by 2030 or 2050, there's no more fish left. That means our oceans are dead and we cannot absorb any more CO2. Once that happens, um, it's very, very difficult for humans to survive because, first of all, we don't have enough oxygen in the air and the planet would overheat dramatically. It's just absolutely incredible. And I'm getting a little bit, I'm getting a little bit out of my way here with going plant-based, but I think these reasons are uh, strong reasons to go plant-based, simply not because for my health or your health or anyone else's health, for the environment, for our kids, for our children. We should. I do it for them, and many people don't understand this. Many people think you're crazy. You know what you do is has no effect on the environment. Okay, maybe they're right. It has no effect, but if I can inspire other people who are following this, then it's two people, then maybe four, then six, then 10. And it's an effect that may grow over time. And as it is, the vegan movement is getting bigger and bigger. So, but I think we need a lot more action. We need a lot more people to uh, go plant-based in order to have an effect on climate change. But I think the more people who will join, the better the effect of on our carbon footprint. Okay, good. So these were my reasons why I went vegan. Of course, the animals, obviously, my health, sustainability, weight loss. It's yes, Barbara. Start with one. It's growing. Yep, yep. So great, excellent. Okay. I was just reading the comments here. So this is these are my reasons to go plant-based. Okay, so now I just want to talk a little bit about for anyone who is new to veganism. I know you are all pros when it comes to that, but we have a few new members, and also for people who just join in and watch this. Going plant-based, there are a few tricks to it. I would not recommend going full-fledged vegan the first week. Some people can do this, but in most cases they fall flat on their belly, so to speak, because it's not easy sometimes. Um, it's always important that you have a why, that you have a reason why you go plant-based. If you just try it just for fun, you usually do it for a week or two, and then you forget about it, and it's all done, and you go back to your regular ways. But for someone who has any health issues, whether that's chronic diseases or overweight, obesity, or whatever it is, going plant-based can be a very, very effective way to go back to ground zero, so to speak. Um, so I would recommend going plant-based by preparing yourself. I actually have a cheat sheet on my website on the homepage. You can download it. All members have it anyway, but it prepares you to go vegan the right way. That means before you go vegan, you want to talk to your family. You want to make sure that good, very good, great, Barbara. Thank you. Um, you want to talk to your family. You want to let them know, hey, I'm trying to go vegan. Can you please support me? And very often your family will be very supportive. There are some family members who might not be supportive of that. It all depends who it is. When I went vegan, my wife was asking me, why are you going vegan? Now I have to cook two different meals. And I said, you know what? Since I'm a chef, I can cook. And so I can take the burden off of you. But this is not always that easy for everyone else. Um, what I would suggest is if someone wants to go vegan, cook, cook vegan for the entire family, but then add for the members who are not willing to go vegan, add a piece of protein to it. And they will actually enjoy this because what we do is we eat starches like potatoes, rice, or whatever it is, pasta, with vegetables, and they have the piece of chicken. We just add a little bit of, let's say, beans, legumes, quinoa, whatever it is, as protein, but they can have that too. And after about a few weeks or months, they will realize that the piece of protein what I've been eating on top of my regular vegetable plate is really not that necessary, and they will actually admit after a while that you know what, I really enjoy a plate of wholesome vegetables, and that was my experience. Many members have had spouses who were not willing to go vegan, but after a few weeks, their spouses caved in, so to speak, and went plant-based too. And actually, from my experience, the spouses, especially the male spouses, have lost the most weight of all of them, even though they didn't start the movement or they didn't start going plant-based. So, which is very, very interesting. Okay, so just by going whole food plant-based, we call it SOAPA-free lifestyle. It's just basically removing all the unhealthy ingredients. So you want to make sure that you clean up your pantry before you go vegan. I'm not saying your pantry is not clean, but I'm saying clean your pantry of all the items that are, in your way, meaning sugar, processed foods, oil, alcohol, and those things you want to remove from your pantry that because they will only tease you. And so from that point of view, you want to remove all those teaser foods, and then you can start going plant-based. Because if you have your bag of chips in there, or if you have your piece of white bread, you're going to go for it, and that's just it will hinder you in your way. I'm not saying, for instance, white bread can be vegan too, and chips are vegan too, Oreos are vegan too, but they will not help you go healthy, become healthy. Because my reason for it, why I'm doing this, it's not just going plant-based for the reason of going plant-based. You can do this, but in most cases, you will end up sick, just like all the other people who are eating the Western diet. So we want to make sure that you eat a healthy diet. So from that point of view, it's very, very important. This is why I do this. This is why I'm trying to inspire other people to eat whole food plant-based, or follow the SOAPA-free lifestyle, because it improves your health so dramatically that you will feel 10 times better than when you started before. In most cases, what I've seen in the last 12 months is that people who started whole food plant based, within 2, 3 weeks, their blood results became much, much better. Their blood pressure became better. Their cholesterol levels became better. Um, it's just incredible what happened to them. They felt so much better. They had more energy. Just absolutely incredible. And of course, the weight is melting off. And but that's not all to it. There is, to me, there's a whole science to it, how to lose weight, and it's not just by adopting a whole food plant-based lifestyle. It comes down to when you eat certain foods, and um, the, to me, the timing is very, very important, and that's what we do in my meal plans. So that's why from the coaching, what I had experienced the last 12 months is just absolutely incredible. Everyone who followed the meal plans lost consistently weight and felt better and better week by week. Everyone who were nonchalant in following the meal plans, or maybe even didn't, they they didn't lose weight. There is, I'm very humbled to say that the meal plans really worked out if you follow them, and it's just incredible what happened. So that's why I'm so excited for my new coaching program. But yeah, Elizabeth is saying, I heard diabetics will drop if you eat raw vegetables. Yeah, absolutely. But it's a mixture of cooked and raw vegetables, and it's the timing, very, very important. When you eat those vegetables, if you eat them in the morning, or if you eat them for lunch or for dinner, there's a science to it, so to speak, and that's what I uh, realized. Of course, going plant based should be a journey. It should not be, it's Rome wasn't built in a day. So it took time to build it, as the same way to become vegan. Vegan is can be very easy, but you want to do it the right way in order to improve your health and your weight. So from that point of view, I would always recommend taking your time. Um, if you really if you really love meats, then I would start with one day a week. Meatless Mondays. That's a big movement right now. You can do it uh, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, meatless or animal free. You could That's how you could start. But you could also start with just starting with breakfast, plant-based breakfast, and then work your way to plant-based lunch, and then work your way to plant-based dinner. You could do it in stages. So there's many ways to go plant-based. Um, for for some people it's easier. For some people it's a little bit harder. But I always implement one cheat day in my meal plans. So uh, simply because I enjoy a meal what it's not 100% sober, but hey, once in a while, why not? And this is why I implement this. And if I don't want to be 100% um, sober free, then how can I expect my members to be? So that's I always offer one cheat day where I say you can have one meal. I'm not saying the entire day it's a cheat day, but it's just one meal. If you used to eat burgers a lot, have a plant-based burger. Why not? Um, and that's not going to harm you. That's not going to um, set you off for failure. Absolutely not. And in fact, in my opinion, it makes you stronger because after a while, you don't really miss those cheat days anymore. So after about 4, 6, 8, 12 weeks, you don't even need to cheat anymore. You enjoy whole food plant-based meals, and because your taste buds will change so much that you actually don't miss those unhealthy foods anymore. It's all in your mind. Um, don't be too hard on yourself. It's a journey. If you have to have your cheat meal, have it, and as long as you know how to get back on track, that's all there is to it. Um, my opinion, the slower the transition, the better the outcome. But everyone is different. Um, so I would the most important thing when someone is going plant-based is really the preparation between the two ears, and that's our brain, our mind. This is the most important, in my opinion, because um, we have been programmed to eat certain foods, and we have been programmed to eat certain foods at certain times. Look, the moment you turn on the TV, what do you see people eat for breakfast? Let's say, for instance, those unhealthy cereals with milk. Our kids see this and they internalize this and they ask, "Hey, mom, can I have my Frosties with milk?" And then you tell them, "No, I have oatmeal for you." "No, no, 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 I don't want that." So, they learn this from the TV. The same way they see the kids eat white bread with peanut butter and jelly. I used to eat this too, and I enjoyed it tremendously. I actually used to eat Nutella all the time, and I was addicted to Nutella until I was probably 45 years. It's just what we eat, what we have been trained to eat, or what we learned from our parents. So from that point of view, it's very very important that we start from our mind first. Um, Going back to our eating culture, we, as I mentioned before, the media is literally telling us what to eat. There's this um, plant-based protein is made um, not important, or something what is of a lesser quality, which is uh, in a way it's bogus. As long as you eat two type of different vegetables, you're eating a complete protein. And our bodies are designed in such a way that they store the incomplete protein until you get the other part of the amino acids of the protein, and then they combine it and using it for feeding our bodies. We have very very intelligent bodies, and so we are designed to eat this way. We do not need um, animal products in order to give us protein. So that's my point of view. Um, I in my membership, I teach my uh, clients to eat 1/3 starchy vegetables, 1/3 non-starchy vegetables, and 1/3 green leafy vegetables. That will give you the nutrients you need um, to eat a healthy, balanced diet. And one very very important point is when we go plant-based, um, we going actually from a calorie dense diet to a nutrient dense diet, not diet, lifestyle. So from that point of view, completely different. We are the Western diet is a calorie dense diet. That's why anyone who is going on a diet, whatever diet you want to call it, keto, Weight Watchers, it doesn't matter what it is. They're all calorie dense diets, meaning they restrict calories in order to lose weight. We don't do this. We eat to our heart's content. We eat as much as we want. There's no calorie counting ever. And we lose weight. And that's the beauty of it because our foods have a lot less calories than what you get in the Western diet. So, and that's the big, big, big culprit here. We want to make sure that we eat nutrient dense food. As long as you get nutrient dense food, our bodies utilize those nutrients and fuel our body with what we really need. We don't need excessive amount of calories. We just don't, and we can get this through wholesome vegetables, fruits and vegetables. Um, so that's to me that's very very important. Um, yeah, just reading the comments here. Uh, that being said, I like to eat for breakfast. I like to eat a salad. It's one of the top or best things you can do for your body. Eating eating a fresh salad with all the goodies on top of it, from blueberries, strawberries, um, beans, the whole variety on your salad with some lemon juice or maybe with a carrot ginger dressing on it, sets your day up with the right nutrients. And then for lunch, you have um, your biggest meal, and for dinner, you have a smaller meal, maybe a soup and a salad again, and that's all you need. And for snacks, you can have fruits and vegetables, and that's it. I just wanted to go over shopping because when we when we go plant-based, we still need to shop our food, and here is the biggest culprit. When we go in a supermarket, for instance, when we in the winter, let's say in New York, you see beautiful red tomatoes, and what is not to like about it? So the thing is, those tomatoes came, let's say, from Mexico or California, all the way to New York. They were driven on a truck, 3,000 miles. Just look at the carbon footprint. You know, we went plant-based, or I went plant-based for the sustainability. So I want to make sure that I eat plant-based products that have a low carbon footprint. Otherwise, why am I doing it? Because it's one way to say yes, I'm vegan, but then I buy all those foods but come on a truck 3,000 miles. My carbon footprint is not being lowered this way. It's actually just as high as anyone else's. So I want to make sure that I eat seasonable fruits. Okay. First of all, yes, they taste so much better, so much better. I invite you, try a tomato that you got in a supermarket where you know it came from Mexico or anywhere else, doesn't matter, and then try a tomato that you grew in your backyard. Try it and see the difference. You are blown away by the taste. It's just absolutely incredible. I like your comments here, Barbara. Good, good. Okay. So buying seasonal, for instance, you can go to your farmer's market. If you do that, you actually can be sure that you only get foods that are in season. Because farmers market, they would never bring food from anywhere else more than 100 miles. That would not be sustainable to them, and it would make sense to them. So what they're offering is what they have been growing. So you can be assured that the carbon footprint on those vegetables, fruits and vegetables, are very low because the farmer uh, um, took it from his field, uh, processed it in his farm, and then shipped it to the farmer's market. So that's maybe a few hundred miles, and that's it, compared to 3,000 miles on a big truck. So there's a huge, huge difference. First of all, most of them are grown sustainably too. They are very often organic, and they taste so much better. They taste so much better because they're seasonal. Any seasonal fruit or vegetable tastes so much better. Um, I would ask you, try to go for organic. I know not everyone can afford it, but try. If you cannot afford organic, not to worry, eat the regular fruit and vegetables, because you have a much better effect if you eat those than if you not eat so many vegetables and you go with animal products. So that's very important. Um, Another point when you go to your farmers market is those farmers would love to talk to you. Hey, hi Stacy, hi Jean, hi Weber. Um, so those farmers really love to talk to you, and they want to get into a conversation. Check with Stacy, because I think she's our biggest farmers market um, shopper here. But it's just absolutely incredible. When I used to work for the restaurants, I went to farmers market, not farmers market. I actually went to the farms, and I chat with the farmers themselves, and you cannot believe how passionate they are, and they really they want to get to know you. They want to know what you're up to, what kind of vegetables you like, and then they're willing to talk to you about how to cook certain foods, how to um, prepare certain foods, and they want to know how their vegetable tastes on your plate. So it's great. I can only recommend talking to your farmers. It's a great conversation. They really love this. Um, yes, absolutely, Barbara. We have a lot of incredible not farmers, but gardeners in our membership. So Melanie, for instance, is an incredible gardener. Melanie and Paul, and I'm sure there's many others around you who grow a fantastic garden. And now Chuck is one of them. Um, he actually asked me the other day if I have an idea about how to eat lettuces, because he's not a big fan of lettuces. So I apologize, Chuck. I didn't get back to you, but um, I think, and you mentioned it, that you eat your salads with thick dressings, store-bought dressing, but you can make them yourself, and you don't need to have nuts or cashews in order to make it creamy. You know because if you, for instance, you can make yourself a creamy balsamic dressing. You just have to make it with mustard, right? Mustard, balsamic, lemon juice, a little water, salt, pepper, and first you put in the mustard, then you put in um, your spices, whatever you want to put in, a little salt, if you eat salt. You don't even need salt. I don't put salt in my dressings, but and then you add a little water. You add the balsamic vinegar, and then you turn on the blender and you pour in the water, just like you would do with a regular vinaigrette. Instead of oil, we use water, and you whip it until it becomes creamy. So sometimes you have to add a little bit more mustard because that's your base for the emulsion, and then you add a little bit more water, and that's how you get a creamy dressing. And you can do it with many other things. You can make a ranch dressing with tofu, very simple. And there's many other ways you could actually make a great dressing. I like the carrot ginger dressing, where you have pineapples, I think a little mint in there. It's a great dressing. And lemon juice is thick, and it makes the salad taste great. also important is the ingredients you put into the salad. You want to have a mixture of hearty vegetables and a mixture of some maybe sweet. I like it. I like a few. For instance, mango or pineapple is just tastes beautiful in a salad, and then you can combine it with other vegetables in there. Um, Absolutely, Melanie. Thank you for mentioning this. White beans, and that's what we have in our library too. All our creamy sauces are all made from white beans. I prefer that. Thank you for mentioning this, Melanie. Um, Stacy is saying they love to share knowledge too, including how to store and keep products fresh. Also, when you become friends, they give you better stash, not sitting in the sun, etc. Great, Stacy, excellent. Absolutely right. Um, yeah, so it's actually fun going to the farmers markets, definitely. I just wanted to touch base on Chuck's salads. Um, Very often we are limited in our, how we call it, thinking that salads we need to eat raw. Absolutely, it's better. You should eat salad raw, but you can cook salad too, the same way you cook spinach and all the other leafy vegetables. Very, very short only. You just want to give it a little saute for a minute or so, if at all. You saute onions, garlic, maybe mushrooms, and then you cut all your lettuces, cut it in, and just give it maybe 10, 15 seconds of a spin so that they just warm up. And that's how you can eat a warm salad too. So you don't necessarily have to eat it cold, okay, or raw. Um, okay, so again, we touched base earlier on seaspiracy and sustainability. I think that was a great conversation, but I wanna finish here. I think I gave a little bit of information how to go vegan, just a little bit, not much, but I'd be happy to answer any questions you have. Um, you can always reach me by email or through Facebook Messenger. But I yes, I enjoy the conversation with you guys. It's always fun. And again, to everyone who hasn't watched Seaspiracy, go watch it. It will definitely open up your eyes where we're heading to. So from that point of view, it's very, very important, and it will make your decision to go vegan so much easier. Okay, so I would say for everyone who just joined me, I actually have small construction in my kitchen, so I couldn't cook today. That's why I'm just talking. And yes, thanks, Barbara. Yes, and thank you for everyone who joined the new coaching program. I'm grateful that you have joined. Looking forward um, for July. Okay, thanks, Stephanie. Very nice. What the Hell? Absolutely, it's another great documentary. Has a second documentary coming out June 19th. Thanks, Stacy, for mentioning this. Excellent. Great, great. Okay, have a good day, everyone. Thank you. Have a good day. Be safe and think plant-based.